she was very disappointed, and her lady friend, that's a really big Barbie, actually a big Barbie collector, knows a lot of, she said everybody she knows that's a Barbie collector was disappointed in that movie. They could have made it really good, and some of it was all there, and all the stuff little girls grew up with, the special things for the Barbie, but they did. Anyways, I don't want to go into it too much, but my wife was really disappointed in that. It could have been a real big hit, and I guess with some people it was, but because it made a lot of money, I guess, from what I gather. But so we went to the show to see that one. But anyways, I like shows. That's my, if the bands are dead or there's a big contest going on and I don't feel like handing out points, then 9 times out of 10, I'll either go run my Lionel trains or I'll dig out a old movie and I'll watch an old movie. Oh, another one I like, African Queen. You've seen the African Queen, haven't you, with Humphrey Bogart? AA7BA, WB9MXX.
Yeah, WB9MXX, AA7BA. Oh, yeah, I've seen that a bunch of times. That is a good movie. He was a good actor, too, Humphrey Bogart. He played in a lot of movies. Even like Dean Martin and all those guys, they were all good actors back for that, back in the day, over.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, we have a tradition in our house every New Year's Eve. Before it gets too late, my wife can't stay awake. We watch Ocean's 11 every year. We do that, guys.
Okay, and then what was the one? Was it the Beauty and the Cane? That was Humphrey Bogart. That was an excellent movie, also.
Oh yeah. Ocean's 11 is Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, and Dean Martin. Dean Martin's in a few John Wayne movies, as you know. So if you're a John Wayne fan, you know that, good.
Yes, so was Robert Mitchum in some of those good John Wayne movies. And you must be talking about the original Ocean's 11. I know they made remakes. I think with George Clooney, they made maybe 1 or 2 remakes over.
Oh yeah, they even made an Ocean's 8 or something like that, which is Clooney's, the modern one, girlfriend. We saw that one too, but I don't have that on DVD. But no, I'm talking the original one. And it's really, it's funny about that one, Bob. When I was little, let's see, that movie was filmed around, 1960, 61, somewhere in there. We were on vacation and we were in Vegas right around the time that was being filmed. Everything that's in that movie, downtown scenes, I saw all of that, and we've got it on home movies. All those old casinos, their signs at night. My dad went driving up and down the strip at night to take movies of the sign, and that's when I was there. Was when it was like the original Ocean's 11. It was within a year or two when that movie was made. Good.
Yeah, WB9MXX, 7BA. Well, yeah, the strip nowadays is way different. I think they tore most of those casinos down in the old days, so it looks nothing like back when that movie was filmed over.
Oh yeah, they're monster. They're huge. You got to get on a bus to go from the parking lot to the casino. In most cases, I think there's one. I lost touch of it. I think there's one original or almost an original one there. My mom and dad used to go once in a while to Vegas for a weekend. I remember one time they went. My mom actually won. My mom, they were waiting for it was time to go get on the plane. They had some time to kill before the plane left to come back to Chicago. And my mom used to do this thing where she called it Play Your Neighbor. She would do slots. And she would do a slot machine, and if it hit, she'd go to the first available slot machine to the right, and she'd start putting money in that one. Well, this is no joke. She was doing Play Your Neighbor, was just killing time before the plane left. And she had 6 slot machines paying off at one time. They actually asked her to step aside, and they had a technician come out to see if she tampered with the machines. Go ahead.
So she was playing 6, or they were just, I don't understand what the 6 machines were over.
She did what she called Play Your Neighbor. So when the machine paid off, she'd take some coins from the payoff and go to the next machine to the right of her and put the money in that machine. And she had 6 machines paying. She was going from one to the next, and they all were paying off. And they thought she rigged the machine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I get what she was doing now. Oh, now, that's kind of funny, you know. Of course they think that when you're winning.
Well, they just checked, you know, I mean, they didn't give her a hard time or anything, but they asked her to, you know, to just wait a minute. They had a technician come by, we'd go behind the scenes and stuff, and yeah, they didn't say anything, you know, they gave her, because she didn't leave because the only reason she made money is because they had to leave. If they didn't have to leave, she would have put it all back in, but...
WB9MX68. What are the odds of, you know, of winning every time you move over? That's a good story, over.
Yeah, that was a little game she played. She wasn't a thing, you know, she didn't do like poker or nothing like that. I don't even think she did roulette, you know, she did just slots and things like that. And one time when they were there, I think I was there. I think we were up, my sister and I were in bed, and they went to a show. They went for dinner and a show downstairs, and you know them things. I was, no, you can leave it. You could do that. So my sister and I were in bed in the motel, and they went to dinner and to a show, and they got to the show had started already, so it was dark in there, and the lady, the maitre d' or whatever, they were tables were all kind of crowded. And she said, well, if you don't mind sitting at that table there with that couple, you can sit right by the stage. And my mom and dad looked at each other. Oh, they felt funny sitting with strangers. So she said, well, we don't mind sitting in the back. Well, when the lights came on, the table she was pointing out was David Niven and his wife, guy.
I guess hindsight is always 20/20. If it's part of a bad call, over.
And because I guess they did, you know, it was crowded, it was common for them to have to do that, you know, but I guess they checked and they said, well, you can sit there if you want. And no, they didn't want to, they didn't know what it was, you know, in the dark they couldn't tell. And my dad says the lights came on, it was David Niven, and he says, I never realized he was so big. He was a tall guy, good.
Yeah, that's another good story. Well, you know, we've been to Vegas. You know, Vegas is not that far from here. It's only like a 5-hour ride. But, I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not a gambler, because I always lose. So, but it was kind of fun to walk around the big casinos. And, you know, they used to have some good buffets. But I understand they're like really expensive now. But back, you know, 22 years ago, you could go in there for, you know, 10, 15, 20 bucks. And, you know, all you could eat was pretty good. So
oh, yeah. Yeah, when I was little, when we were there, the kids couldn't go in, I guess they still can, couldn't go in the casinos, but in the restaurant you could go. And in the restaurant, I remember distinctly, we could play bingo. They had bingo games going on in the restaurant. But kids couldn't go in the casino. And you couldn't bring any, I don't know what they're doing today, because when I was, years ago, you could not bring a camera into a casino. You know, every phone's got a camera on it. I don't know what they do now for that, but they didn't allow any pictures in there. And, but now they got shows. You know, Vegas is a lot more family-friendly now than it was back when I was little. You know, it was strictly adult. But now it's more family-friendly. They got a lot of shows, and they used to have some of the shows were free. If you were gambling, you didn't pay for it. The shows were nothing. Now they're big money. It's expensive to go there, guys.
Yeah, WB9MX68. Hey, Nick, I think somebody's trying to break in. Nick, are you copying the station? I can't quite pull them out.
Yeah, I mean, the station that's just breaking in there, you're kind of light. You're kind of light copy. Try it again. This is WB9MXX. Go ahead. Yeah, copy Radio Sierra, you're a little distorted. It's a little hard to copy you guys. Yeah, that's a little better. That's better. Go ahead. Okay, it's a little on the tinny side. And the band's not real strong right now, so it's hard to give you a good evaluation. Go ahead. It's completely different, good.
Is that any better right there?
Yeah, that's really good, good.
Yeah, Roger, man, I was just working on another radio. I switched back over to our regular station.
Okay, yeah, all right. The other radio, it's got it sounds like it's, I don't know if it's the mic or it just seemed like it was kind of high. It had no lows and it was a little distorted, good.
Yeah, Roger, that I was talking on Yazoo 857D, and I was just tinkering with it. Over.
Okay. A little fiddling around with it, you'll probably get it working okay.
Yeah, Roger, man, I'll have to go back in the menu and check it out, yeah. But I'm sure this radio sounds a whole lot better than over.
Yeah, it does. Crystal clear. Bob, are you copying him? Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't quite get his call because I had the same problem. It was a little distorted, but now you're coming in loud and clear. This is Bob. And you're a good 5-9 signal now, over.
Yeah, Roger, the call on this band is Ragchew On, the other radio Sierra. The name is Dennis. Now, the other Echo November, it is Sierra, over.
All right, Dennis, this is Bob, Alpha 7 Bravo Alpha, and like you say, when you switch radios, it made all the difference in the world, over.
Yeah, Roger, man, like I say, man, that old 857D has been sitting up for about 3 or 4 years, and I hooked it up this weekend, just wanted to make sure everything was working right, so I'm going to have to go back in the menu and do some settings on it, over.
All right, Dennis, well, I'm sure you'll get it. Good luck to you, and like I say, good signal there this evening, over.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. Didn't mean to interfere you guys, too, so you guys have a good morning. I'm going to sit.
Okay, Dennis, no problem. You can join in anytime. Not a problem at all. Good to hear you again. I know we just chatted last night. We had a. That's why I knew as soon as you put the regular radio on, I knew who it was. So no problem there. Yeah, get in the menu. I don't know if the compression's too high. The audio wasn't very loud though. It wasn't. This right here is very clear and a good sounding signal. The other radio, it wasn't very loud, and probably the equalizer's got to be played with. I don't know how much technology's in that rig, but I'm sure you'll get it going. It could be just a mismatch with the mic too. So anyway, have fun with it. We'll catch you later there, Dennis. W1DRS, WB9MXX.
Okay, guys, WB9MXX, W1DRS, 73.
7-3, Dennis, W1DRS, 7-3A. Check over to WB9MXX.
Okay, Bob. AA7CA, WB9MXX. And, well, anyway, yeah, we got a lot of similar tastes in movies there. And, I was little when we were in Vegas. I haven't been there as a grown-up. I have not been there as an adult. Closest I came was Deadwood and Lead, which are right next to each other in South Dakota, right in the Black Hills there. They're both gambling towns. And, we were in Best Western last time we were there many years ago, and they said they had a gaming room where I figured it was a room like video games, like arcade games, like the kids. When we got there, it was all slot machines and poker tables. It wasn't that very big, it was just like about the restaurant size of a room, a small banquet room, and they actually had gambling and everything. But all the downtown buildings, our first floors are all casinos now. And we went there this past summer, but we couldn't do it. We couldn't get in on the historic Main Street. It was all closed off for a big, they called it Deadwood Day. And the streets were all closed off. They had all these car shows going on, and I tried to find a place to park. My wife can't walk anymore. He uses a walker. So that was, my son, he said, oh, go, I'll stay in the car. Go with Tony. But I couldn't find a place to park. All the parking lots were all filled, or they had car shows going on in them. So we didn't get a chance to go to the historic Deadwood gambling with my kids. We'll go another summer, but we had some really big event called Deadwood Days, and the whole downtown street was shut off from traffic. A7BA WB9 MXX.
WB9 MXX A7. Okay, I had no idea. I mean, I've heard of Deadwood. I thought it was an old cowboy town, but I didn't realize that was that big in gambling. Over.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. They're a gambling town. Deadwood's not very big because it's nestled in, it can't get any bigger because of it's nestled in the mountains there. And then you go through a little pass, and there's Lead. Lead is bigger. I know we stayed in a Best Western a long time ago in Lead, and that was 8 stories high. Lead is also a gambling town. But Deadwood's pretty quaint. You're right. When you go there, it's like a cowboy town. It's actually a gold mining town is what it was. That's where Wild Bill Hickok was killed in the saloon number 10, and Calamity Jane was there. And he's actually buried next to Calamity Jane. But I don't know if you know this, if they were lovers like they show him in the movies, that he was a pervert because she was 12 when he died, good.
Okay, well, I didn't realize any of that, so that's pretty interesting. Anything about Deadwood, well, I think they had a show on HBO called Deadwood for a little while. Like I say, I just assumed it was an old mining cowboy town. That's all I know about it, over.
Yeah, well, it is like that. You go to historic downtown Deadwood, it's really cool. I mean, you go in the buildings, there's casinos there, but the outside looks like the old, it looks like the old West. It's got the old hotels downtown, and nothing's really tall or really big because it's an old-fashioned town. And they have tour buses that go up to Boot Hill, the cemetery. There's more people buried in the cemetery than live there, Bob. A7BA WB9 MXX.
WB9 MXX A7. Well, it sounds a lot like Tombstone down here in Arizona. Although, I don't think there's any gambling down there, but it's the old cowboy type of a town, tourist attraction for over.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I could try to get there one of these days, Tombstone. I've never been there, and I like that kind of old West kind of stuff. But Deadwood was a big mining town, and actually they had an active gold mine till just a few years ago. The Homestay Gold Mine, where all that Black Hills gold was, they mined it out though, but it was for many decades. That was an active gold mine, and now it's kind of a tourist attraction. But Bob, that mine is over a mile deep. It's unbelievable how deep it is. It's so far down that the walls of the mine are a constant 150 degrees. And when the miners could only work in 20-minute shifts, and they had these cooling stations that they had to go in, because they could only work about 20 minutes at a time. Because, like I said, they're so far down that the temperature never changes. It's a constant 150 degrees. A7BA WB9 MXX.
WB9 MXX A7B. Well, that's pretty interesting. I always thought it was a little cooler when they went down in those mines, but maybe that part needs to start getting warm. It's interesting. Yeah, there's actually a lot of interesting places to see if you travel a little bit. A lot of history here in this country, over.
Oh, there's probably, there's so much to see. I haven't seen half of what you can see. I got to start going southeast. I have never been to the Civil War battlefields. My son has been out to Pennsylvania a couple of times, the western Pennsylvania. He's got friends there. And he says, that's what he's telling us. You would like that trip to go out that way. A lot of history there, old parts of the country. That's where they got streets and houses that are 200 years old. You don't see any of that around here. But I have been to out in western Illinois, in Geneva. There's Grant's house. I've been to Grant's house, President Grant's home. I've been there. And that's kind of neat. And they give a tour through that. But it's you're right. There's so much to see. Like you said, Tombstone. I've never been to Tombstone. In Wyoming, I want to go. I'm a train nut, and in Cheyenne, Wyoming, the Union Pacific Railroad has a live steam program. They're the only railroad in the Americas that has a live steam program.